has a group of volunteers that go in and they pick all these fields, and they get these things that the normal consumers like us would not purchase. So then they send it through the food banks throughout the state. So a few times a year, especially mostly in the summers, we get truckloads of stuff from them, and we get things like potatoes, tomatoes, onions. I can't remember the rest off the top of my head, but those kind of things, and we'll get about 10 pallets of them. And so we are working double time to get those things out our doors because we currently do not have the freezer or the cooler to keep those things over the weekend. So we have to make sure they go out that day so that they don't go bad. So especially in those outerline counties where we do the mobile pantry, they're missing out on that stuff because those people are less likely to be able to drop everything and drive all the way to Texarkana. Some of them have to drive an hour just to get here to be able to get those things to provide to their families in their service area who could benefit from having some fresh produce and vegetables. We do get meat sometimes. We have 2 tractor trailer freezers. Okay, those were never meant to be permanent freezers, but it's what we have, and that's what we're working with. We did raise about $125,000 last year to get a walk-in cooler, and so that is in the process, and we will be able to hold on to some of those things a little bit longer to provide those vital nutrients to the families in our outerlying service areas. Whenever we get meat, we don't get much of it, and it goes really fast. Really, really fast. So very rarely are people getting meat. When we go out on mobile pantry, those people are not getting meat. They are getting Prego pasta sauce, pasta, juice, dried beans, dried rice, canned fruits and vegetables, cereal sometimes dried milk, those kind of things.
So the $125 that it costs to provide the program is because y'all buy those foods in bulk?
Yes.
Okay.
We buy those in bulk during the summer before the program starts, and we just get a ton of it. And then we usually do a second order for the second half of the school year in November, and it lasts throughout the school year. Sometimes it gets a little bit low, but we always manage to have enough to finish up the school year.
I want to say, do y'all have a garden? Or
No.
did you? Okay.
We did at one time. It's been
Yeah.
about 3 years ago. We did have a garden back behind our warehouse, which is a wonderful idea and something that we would love to have again. The problem with the garden is, and you guys probably see this in your lives too, especially working in groups at school. When you get together and you're all gung-ho to get started, yes, we're going to do this, we're going to start this garden, we're going to help those that are in need, and we get it started, and then a month later, where are they at? Where'd they go? And like I've said, we don't have the staff to be able to go out there and man a garden. We're hoping that by next year we'll have a responsible and dependable group that we could depend on that would be able to come in and help us with this garden.
Because people don't come directly to Harvest Texarkana for food, right? They go to
Yes,
serve
they go to
other
our food
places.
pantries.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And whenever we do have people call us, like we always encourage anyone who's hungry to give us a call. Whenever they call other resources in town, like the Red Cross, or if they just call the city, the chamber, who do I call to get food? Then they refer them to us, and then we refer them based on what county they live in. We refer them to pantries near them. And they usually don't have to have anything to go in there. Some of the pantries, they want to make sure that they're serving only their county, so they will ask for an ID or something like that. And they might ask them for a little bit of information, how many kids are in your house, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And most of them only allow them to come once a month. Some of them do allow them more, but there are several places that that will feed them more than, that'll feed them every week or every day even.
You have another question? I was trying to think of
I have a
one.
question.
Yes, ma'am.
Like you say you get like, I guess whatever's not used from some restaurants. Like what type of things do you get? Because I know it'd be hard. A lot of those places it really is like, for Olive Garden, it would be like fruits and vegetables and meats. So what do y'all get that isn't that wouldn't ruin real fast?
It's all frozen whenever we get it. They freeze it and then we go and pick it up. And none of it comes back to our warehouse, so I only know what I hear them talk about in some of the paperwork that I've seen. But from like Olive Garden in particular, we definitely get a lot of soups, a whole lot of soup. The salad we usually don't get because I can't freeze that, but unless they have something that day, and sometimes they'll call us and be like, hey, we've got all this left over, it can't be frozen, can you guys come get it? And we will gladly go pick it up. I mean, I've done it several times when I've had restaurants call and say, hey, I've got this, I know it's not my normal pickup day, and I'll go down and pick it up and deliver it to Randy Sam's or St. Edward's or somewhere downtown. But like Pizza Hut, we get lots of pizza. You would not believe how many people order pizzas and don't go get them. I mean, it's ridiculous. We get so much pizza, it's insane. I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, There's something wrong with that system, but so we get lots of pizza, and they love it. St. Edward's and Randy Sam's just go nuts whenever we get the pizza.
Who's donating the hot dogs?
We get those sometimes from the school, and we aren't picking up from the school cafeterias this year. That's what we did do that last year, and so we would get them from there. And we've had people who are doing businesses who are doing like feeding their employees, and there's a lot of them, and they'll cook all these food like hot dogs, like Leadwell. Sometimes they'll call us and say, hey, we've got these hot dogs, can you come get them? Or after the wellness health fair, what is it in the summers, whatever that's called, I can't remember, but it's one of the Wild About Wellness health fair. They had a ton of hot dogs, and so they're charging you a couple $2 for a hot dog and then chips and a drink. And when it was over, they had probably 10 huge boxes that you get from Sam's of those Oscar Mayer hot dogs, and those were all, they were like, okay, here, take these. We're like, gladly we'll take the hot dogs. And I had someone call me recently from it was Colum and Carney Eye Institute. They had a retirement party for one of the doctors there, and they just had way too much food. I mean, they had a cake from Julie's Deli. They had a cookie tray with over 100 cookies that hadn't even been opened yet. I mean, just tons of food and bottles of drinks and stuff that hadn't been opened. Instead of just throwing it away or letting it go bad, they thought about it, and thankfully they called Harvest, and I went and picked it up and took it to one of the shelters.
Do y'all need more restaurants to donate? Is that a need, or?
We are always looking for them to donate. Now sometimes it depends on what kind of restaurant it is, because if they're only going to pick up 5 things, then it's not worth it financially. That cost is not worth it to us. But we don't ever turn them away unless it's something small like that. But especially the big restaurants, yes, we are always looking for something like Silver Star or Roadhouse or places like that. They'll sign up to be a partner with us for the food rescue program.
Yeah, you would think that would be a good way.
Yes, and there are a lot of kids that are served through that. I mean, it sounds like it's just going to the people in the shelters, but there are kids in those shelters, and some of those places have after-school programs, and all of our services trickle down to the children.
That's good.
Yes.
Are the fast food chains around town involved in this at all?
Yes, Raising Cane's, we go by there and pick up stuff from them. McDonald's, they don't give us food. They actually donate boxes to us. We go there 3 times a week to pick up their French fry boxes for our mobile pantry program. And you wouldn't believe how many boxes they go through for French fries. It's insane. It's crazy. I'm like, I can't believe Texarkana's eating this many French fries. Anything else?
When it comes to boxes, do y'all like, Sam's just popped in my head because Sam's has those huge crates of boxes. Do y'all get boxes from there?
No, we don't get boxes from them, but we do get food from Sam's. Like I said, we are a Feeding America member food bank, and the biggest benefit of being a Feeding America member food bank is their partnership with Walmart. So I can't even tell you how many Walmarts there are in our service area, but there's a lot of them. And Sam's. So 3 times a week we're going to Walmarts and Sam's to pick up that food, and they give us stuff from every department, from their bakery, their deli, their produce, their meats. We get stuff from every department. It's not stuff that's already out of date, and it's not stuff that's, a lot of it may be fixing to go bad, something like that, or they're dented cans. Or if they have a 12-pack of Sam's Cola and the box busts, we get all 12 of those sodas. We get lots of stuff from them. In the counties like, in the towns like Nashville, Ashdown, Magnolia, we have, instead of us going out there and picking up the food from those stores and bringing it back to our warehouse, we work with our partner agencies in those counties, and they go pick up at those Walmarts however many times a week, whatever the need is, so that food stays right there in that county. We don't want to bring it back to Texarkana because the goal is to make sure that those counties, Miller and Bowie counties, are overserved as far as statistics from Feeding America. So we are really trying to work on those outer line counties that are underserved.
What can like students or individuals do to help, like if they're not a part of a group that's actively helping Harvest Texarkana?
You can give me a call, and I will gladly get you on our volunteer schedule, whether it's just you by yourself coming out and me putting you to work in our warehouse, or if I add you to a group that's already scheduled to come in. We welcome anybody to come out who would like to tour or to work and volunteer in the warehouse, lend us a helping hand. And I would love to have any of you out there that would like to come. It's a good experience. It's a good experience for anybody just to go out there and see how it works.
And we'll all be out there. in
Yes,
May.
yes, I
Yeah.
forgot about that. In May,
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I've been working on projects for you guys, so you guys will be able to get. You guys are going to get to see a little bit of everything that day, between backpacks, mobile pantry, sorting the Walmart food that we get in. At that time in May, we have the postal workers food drive. You guys have heard about Stamp Out Hunger, right? Okay. Last year, historically, this program has brought in over 30,000 pounds of food. Now, we share this food with Salvation Army, Randy Sam's, Domestic Violence, and the Friendship Center. But last year, they did not have the funding for the bags. So instead of people getting these paper sacks as a reminder and they just set them out for their postal worker to pick up, all they got was a little flyer. So in 2013, we went from getting 39,000 pounds of food to only getting 9,000 pounds of food. But this year we have found the sponsors for those bags. So one of the projects you guys will be doing when you come in is helping us sort 30,000 pounds of food.
That's the one where they ask you to set it out by the curb.
Yes,
And fill it
yes.
with stuff. Okay.
And so when we get big donations like that in, what we have to do is we have to sort it all out by, we get these big vats. We have these huge black crates. And one of our warehouse employees, she's not an employee but a volunteer, her name is Miss Max. She comes out, she's retired. She comes Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 1. She's there every day. She knows more about that warehouse and what needs to be done than I do. So sometimes I just go out there, I'm like, all right, Miss Mac, what do you need me to do?
Yeah.
What's going on here today? And so it takes her 2 weeks sometimes to sort through all that stuff by herself. So you guys will be a big help in that. What we do is we sort it out depending on what it is. All the soups are together, all the green beans and canned vegetables are together, all the bags of rice, that kind of thing. And then we box them up and put them on pallets and we distribute them evenly for each agency to come and pick up and take back to their facility. But we're looking forward to having you guys out helping that day. It'll be fun.
Any other questions? I guess, and I think you probably answered this just through the course of your presentation, but if you were going to sum it up, like why you think these relief efforts are so important, what would be like your final word on the matter?
My final word would be the matter. It's important to continue these relief efforts because of the children and the future of not just America. I'm talking about the future here, the future that we are going to be able to provide for our community, economically especially, and because there's no reason for anybody to go hungry. I don't like to feel like I hate the feeling of when I'm hungry, like it's an hour before lunch and I'm starving to death, and I'm sitting in a warehouse full of food, so I'm always hungry. That's what it seems like. So it's just really important, and seeing these people, knowing them, talking to them, visiting with them, knowing what their struggles are, and knowing that some of them are just like me, single mom, working to make ends meet and can't do it sometimes. It's just important to make sure that those people, they are historically underserved populations anyways. And it's just always important to make sure that we are doing our best to help those people.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you guys. I
Valerie.
appreciate you guys listening to me, and I hope that you guys got some good information for your research papers. And if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to call the food bank. I'll be more than happy to help however I can.